We got some bad news po for investors na naghihintay for the most awaited real estate investment trust from PSE President Ramon Monzon said that a total of 40 billion pesos lang will be raised from IPOs this year. Nikki Franco, head of research of Abacus Securities, combined this with the information na 5 to 6 IPOs lang ang nasa pipeline for 2024. That means around 8 billion pesos lang ang average capital na mariraise for each IPO. Malayong-malayo po yan sa target ni SM REIT kasi gusto nilang mag-raise ng about $1 billion or about 56 billion pesos. Until then, the crown for the biggest IPO will remain with Mondenisin as it made stock market history noong 2021 for raising about 48 billion pesos. Boracay Water is making big waves at the start of the year. A budget of 240 million pesos will be used for improving water and wastewater services in Boracay. Kasama sa projects nila ang first, rehabilitation of Manok-Manok Reservoir and Bolabog Pumping Station. Second, 50 million pesos will be used to continue the upgrade of Balabag Sewage Treatment Plant. Third, 15 million pesos naman would be used for the implementation of Phase 2 and 3 of Project Monsoon, which is Boracay Water's free sewer connection program. And fourth, 16 million pesos would be used for the construction of 3 lift stations in Sinagpa, Diniwid, and Dreamland. Boracay Water is a subsidiary po of Manila Water Philippine Ventures, which is a subsidiary naman of Manila Water Corporation. Last January 26, UBP announced good news and some bad-ish news. Sa good news muna tayo. A stock rights offering or SRO was approved by the board to raise up to 10 billion pesos. In simplest terms, eligible ka lang mag-avail o mag-subscribe sa isang SRO kung may stocks ka na ng UBP. If wala pa, then hindi ka pwede sumali sa SRO. In other words po, this is an opportunity for UBP investors na magdagdag pa ng shares in their portfolio kung naniniwala pa rin sila sa thesis ng Union Bank and they believe that the company still has room to grow. Okay, dun naman tayo sa not so good news. UBP declared a cash dividend of 80 cents per share payable on February 20, 2024. Bad news po ito kasi this is the 4th straight year na bumaba ang dividend yield nila. According to Instagrams, from 2020, the dividend rates are 8.04%, 6.72%, 2.92%, 2.23%, and now 1.85% lang. Okay, maybe this is an unfair analysis kasi every year, aside from the cash dividends na dinedeclare ni UBP, meron din silang dinedeclare na stock dividends. Pero if you're someone like me na hindi naman laging nakatutok sa announcements, then at face value, hindi ganon ka-attractive ang trend na ito ni UBP na binababa nila yung cash dividends every year. May bagong dagdag sa Pokemon collection ni MVP in the form of SPNEC after being elected as its new CEO, President, and Chairman of the Board. Founder Leandro Leviste retains a prominent position as the Vice Chairman of SPNEC. Mr. Leviste said, "We are optimistic that becoming the newest member of the MVP group of companies will help SPNEC grow even beyond what we have planned, for the benefit of all shareholders and other stakeholders." This is actually great news for SPNEC after the drama noong multiple times silang nasuspend last year. But wait, there's more. Just before matapos ang January, SPNEC was suspended again for falling below the minimum public ownership of 20%. Hopefully, for the benefit of everyone involved, ito na po ang last suspension nila. Last January 5, nag-issue ng explanation ang PSE for the unexpected trading halt 2 days earlier. According to the statement, hindi raw makakonect ang at least 1/3 of the trading participants to PSE's Front-End Order Management System or OMS. You can read the official statement in the PSE website, pero ganito po yung pagkaintindi ko sa nangyari. In the mobile trading apps that connect to the PSE, may background processes that authenticate all accounts, including the non-active ones. I don't know exactly what or how, pero either bumagal or na-stuck yung authentication process na ito, which meant the servers would be overloaded by requests. Which means hindi mapaprocess ang buy and sell orders pag tinuloy nila ang trading for the day. Again, this is just my interpretation of what happened, so please take this with a grain of salt. The president of the Maharlika Investment, Mr. Rafael Consing, said that he is entertaining the idea of investing in NGCP. National Grid Corporation of the Philippines has been in the news recently dahil sa sunod-sunod na power interruptions in the past few months. Despite this, or maybe precisely because of this, House Speaker Martin Romualdez recommended that the Maharlika Fund invest in NGCP. Ang rationale niya dito ay mai-improve nito ang facilities and services ng NGCP that impact numerous businesses, industries, and Filipinos' daily lives. Hindi pa natin alam ang immediate future ng controversial fund na ito, but Mr. Consing recently said that the first investment could be announced in the next 3 to 4 months. And more importantly, most likely daw ay nasa infrastructure or energy sector ito. Nung tinanong siya if there's a chance na NGCP na nga ba ang first investment, he said hindi pa sila nakikipag-usap with NGCP, so most likely hindi pa ito yun. Regardless of what you think of this controversial fund, nandito na po yan and it's definitely worth keeping tabs kung saan mapupunta ang pera ng mga private investors. GCash is preparing to IPO in the second half of this year to take advantage of their leading position in the fintech industry. President and CEO Oscar Reyes Jr. is optimistic about the recovery of the market and he's hoping na it will happen in the second half of the year. We are hoping na sa PSE sila madadagdag, but there are reports that said GCash will be listed overseas instead. Bukod sa core service of GCash na peer-to-peer sending of money, they expanded to offer different financial services like lending, paying bills, and even investing in the local and international markets. Good news muna tayo for AREIT investors kasi they have acquired Seda Lio in El Nido, Palawan for 1.192 billion pesos. Seda Lio primarily caters to leisure tourists, families, social and corporate events, and other visitors. The deal includes a 25-year guaranteed building lease for AREIT starting January 2024. Hindi dyan natatapos ang good news. AREIT will also acquire a 276-hectare industrial land in Zambales from Buendia Christiana Holdings Corporation, subsidiary naman ng ASEN. According to Ms. Carol Mills, AREIT's president and CEO, these moves will increase the company's total assets under management, or AUM, from 87 to 117 billion pesos, nearly quadrupling its size since its IPO in August 2020. Mr. Benjamin Diokno, the former finance secretary and central bank governor, has returned to the BSP as the newest member of the monetary board. A few days later naman, the next announcement involved the seventh and final member, Mr. Recto, as the government's representative. Kung hindi po kayo familiar, the monetary board has very important responsibilities, but the most interesting, especially during this time, ay yung paglimit nila sa inflation. The monetary board po tries to keep inflation in control by raising, lowering, or maintaining its key policy rate. Kasama ni na Diokno at Recto ay sina Bruce Tolentino, Anita Aquino, Romeo Bernardo, Rosalina De Leon, and of course, Governor Eli Remolona Jr. That wraps up our recap in January. See you on the next one. Bye!